Logical Dad.
The River of Time. Omar sat on the porch of his grandfather's cottage, staring at the small pile of coins in his hand. He was young, just 13, but old enough to start worrying about money. "Grandfather," he asked, "how do people get rich?" His grandfather chuckled, rocking slowly in his chair. "Rich? Is that what's on your mind today?" Omar nodded. "I want to have enough one day, but I don't know where to start." His grandfather stood and motioned for Omar to follow him to the back of the cottage, where a shallow stream trickled over smooth pebbles before joining other streams, eventually forming a rushing river that tumbled down into the valley below. Reaching into his pocket, he pulled out 2 tiny seeds. "Take one," he said. Omar took the seed and turned it over in his fingers. "What's this got to do with money?" His grandfather smiled. "Throw it into the stream." Omar hesitated, but did as he was told. The seed landed with a tiny splash, spinning in the current before disappearing downstream. "Now what?" Omar asked. "Now," his grandfather said, pressing the second seed into Omar's palm, "you wait." Omar furrowed his brow. "That's it?" His grandfather nodded. "That's it. If you understand this, you'll understand wealth." Omar wanted to ask more, but his grandfather just patted his shoulder and walked back to the cottage. Years passed, and life moved quickly. Omar left the town, built a career, and started a family of his own in the city. His grandfather's lesson, whatever it had meant, became a distant memory. Until the day his grandfather was gone. Returning to the cottage for the first time in years, Omar sat on the same old porch, this time with his own infant son, Sammy. Omar, carrying Sammy, wandered the familiar ground which brought up so many memories of him playing in his grandfather's back garden. As he wandered, he remembered the day they threw the magic seed into the stream. "Let me show you something," he whispered. He walked Sammy to the back of the cottage where the small stream still ran, but something had changed. The once empty valley was now a dense, thriving forest. Towering trees lined the water's edge, their branches stretching high into the sky. Birds nested in their leaves. The air smelled fresh, rich with life. Omar's breath caught in his throat as it suddenly dawned on him. His grandfather had been right. "The last time I stood here," Omar said, his voice quiet, "I threw a tiny seed into this stream. Over time, it grew. It spread its own seeds, and those seeds grew too. Now look at what's here." Omar smiled, knowing his little boy might not understand just yet, but he gently said, "Money is a bit like a seed. You plant it, and it grows into a tree. That tree gives fruit, and inside the fruit there are more seeds. Those seeds fall and grow into more trees. After a while, you don't just have one tree, you have a whole forest, all from one tiny seed." The wind rustled through the trees, carrying the scent of earth and rain. Omar took a deep breath, letting the moment settle. Some lessons take years to understand, but as he stood there, surrounded by the forest that had once been nothing but a stream, he felt a quiet certainty. This was only the beginning. Dear Mom and Dad, this story is more than just a lesson about money. It's about patience, discipline, and the power of small actions over time. The idea of compounding interest isn't just a mathematical principle, it's a universal truth. Just like the forest that grew from a single seed, wealth grows the same way. The earlier you start saving and investing, the more time does the work for you. Exponentiality is one of the most glaringly obvious but hard to grasp concepts. It's hard to conceive that you can only fold a piece of paper 7 or 8 times before it becomes impossible. Perhaps even more shocking, by the 42nd fold, it would reach the moon, and by the 50th, it would stretch to the sun.